I grew up the child of immigrant parents who divorced when I was young in the inner cities of Miami, where violence, drugs, and gang culture is normal and it's the way of life. And so trying to prove myself and earn the support and acceptance and respect of my friends, I began taking on that life that we would call that gang culture, that gang life. And doing that as a kid, I began to get arrested, in and out of jail, carrying guns and being involved in shootouts, being shot at and shooting back at rival gang members that by the time I was 16 years old, not realizing what I was doing and much less appreciating what was going on, I was tried as an adult and eventually sentenced to prison for 30 years. To my credit, thankfully, and more so to my dad's credit, I still continue to educate myself. I got a GED and began to take a paralegal certificate program, became a law clerk trainee. And when I would look at textbooks, usually textbooks have pictures of college students. And I just dreamed of someday getting out of prison and being one of those students. And all I would think to myself, and privately to God, I would say, all I need is one chance. I would not blow this. I started fighting my case. And fortunately for me, I was able to get my sentences vacated. And my sentences were ultimately reduced down to 15 years, of which I served 12 years and 4 months. Many people would tell you the common cliche to stay out of trouble is to change people, places, and things. So for me to change people, places, and things meant not going back to Miami. Not going back to Miami meant becoming homeless and going somewhere where I have no one and know no one. And the Salvation Army of Orlando responded saying they had a homeless program that would welcome me. After having wrote to the local community college, Valencia College responded with the catalog and welcoming me upon my release. At that point, I thought, I will go to Orlando. I will take this risk. I will take the leap of faith.
He came to our shelter, looked for shelter just right out of prison. Kind of knew some of the stuff, what they've gone through. I've seen guys, go in and out of prison. They may leave 1 month, 3 months later, they're back in. So I've seen that, so I was kind of, skeptical about, okay, is he gonna do it? Is this gonna be another guy going right back in and out? But, he held true to his word and, he's done a lot of good.
I was so excited to be going to college. I was so excited to be out of prison. I was so excited to be doing what I had dreamt of doing so often that the day-to-day struggles didn't seem like struggles to me. Living in a homeless shelter, attending Valencia College, traveling on the bus, going without eating all day, worried or wondering who would I allow to become close enough to me that my story may not push away. If I were to hit some of the highlights throughout my journey at Valencia in the last 2.5 years, I would first start off with getting a job at Valencia as a student worker. I complete my first semester with a 4.0, make the president's list, and am invited into the Honor Society. Then I was invited to be part of the audience when the Second Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden, visited us here at Valencia College. And that was a big moment for me. But more importantly, when I was able to stand up and ask a question on behalf of homeless students regarding a program that we have in Florida that is not available across the country. And from that moment, I had realized the amount of support that I received for having shared my situation and for having spoken on behalf of homeless students, that afterwards I was able to meet and was embraced by the president of Valencia, who, once he heard about my situation, was not turned away or turned off by it, but instead embraced me for having achieved so much in spite of it. And that moment was the moment when I felt like I actually was at home.
Angel, congratulations. Valencia's latest Jack Kent Cook Scholar.
When one person's will to succeed, to not go back to prison, to get ahead, is met by another person's compassionate support and willingness to reach out, amazing things happen.
He defeated all odds. He defeated all odds. And he's proven to everybody that everybody deserves a second chance, and that Valencia is one of those places that gives people second chances.
We cannot change where we come from, but we can definitely decide what we're gonna do and where we're gonna go. And Valencia College tells you, we don't care where you're coming from. What we care about is what you're doing today and where you're gonna go tomorrow.
Class of 2014, I challenge you and ask you to join me in making this our motto. We don't settle, we succeed. So will you join me? Yes? Class of 2014, we don't settle, we succeed.